What is up, guys? Midweek update time. And we are adjusting our core based on what we saw, what the models say, and what the latest reporting is telling us. Quarterback first, we are moving our primary spend from Josh Allen to Caleb Williams at 5,600 with a dash rank of 100 against the Green Bay Packers, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. Caleb is projected for 19 points. He averages 19 per game, and he just posted 27, 18, and 26 in his last three. At about 0% ownership, you get premium leverage, salary relief, and correlation with our Bears pieces. The why here is twofold. 1. Scheme and trend. Multiple reports highlighted how Ben Johnson helped build one of the most explosive offenses in Chicago, and that meshes with Caleb's recent spike weeks and red zone success. 2. Game environment. The Bears-Packers wildcard round was one for the ages, and there is another article noting that when the chips were down, Caleb shut the door on Green Bay late. We still respect Josh Allen's ceiling from yesterday's video, but the price drop to 5,600 plus the Bears' offensive context and neutral opponent profile pushes Caleb to the top of our list, and that also knocks Aaron Rodgers from our salary saver slot, because Caleb offers a higher dash rank, higher projection, and better correlation at minimal ownership running back. We are pivoting our Chicago exposure from Kyle Monangai to DeAndre Swift at 5,700 with a dash rank of 100, also facing Green Bay, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. Swift is projected for 15, averages 15 per game, and he has recent scores of 17, 6, and 22. Ownership is around 0%. We prefer Swift because he fits both rushing and receiving scoring paths in this offense, which boosts floor in tighter games and ceiling if pace picks up. News context backs the play too. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported Swift was expected to play in this matchup, and there is a separate recap noting Green Bay squandered an 18-point lead to Chicago, which supports a game script where Swift's versatility can matter across 4 quarters. This change also tightens our correlation with Caleb without overpaying for volatility. Wide receiver, we are upgrading to Nico Collins at 7,200 with a dash rank of 100 versus Pittsburgh, who have one of the worst defenses overall. Collins is projected for 15, he averages 16 per game, and his recent scores are 5, 0, and 9. Ownership is near 0%. The why is simple. We want exposure to Houston's perimeter alpha against a defense our model flags as highly targetable, and we like pairing him with our tight end call next. Coverage this season has framed Collins as having a strong 2025 campaign alongside Ladd McConkey, and this spot lines up as a get-right ceiling swing at modest ownership. This move replaces yesterday's Xavier Hutchinson value tag in our main builds, because Collins captures the higher share and touchdown equity for Houston in a very favorable opponent setup. We are also adding a value bring-back from the Packers, with Jaden Reed at 4,000, dash rank 88 against Chicago, who have one of the worst defenses overall. Reed is projected for 10, averages 7 per game, and he just put up 16, 0, and 8 across his last 3. Ownership is about 0%. Yesterday, we highlighted Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs for upside. We still like that mini-stack concept, but Reed's price creates more flexible roster construction while preserving access to Green Bay's splash plays. The WR room in Green Bay has been under the microscope per recent reports, and with competition tight for snaps, Reed's recent spike plus price tag makes him the sharper midweek pivot. Tight end, we are moving from Dallas Goedert and the Cade Stover punt to Dalton Schultz at 4,000 with a dash rank of 100 against Pittsburgh, who have one of the worst defenses overall. Schultz is projected for 11, averages 10 per game, and his last 3 are 4, 11, and 5. Ownership is near 0. The why is role and correlation. Reporting has consistently called Schultz one of C.J. Stroud's go-to guys. including a feature noting Houston did the right thing securing him before 2024. In a soft opponent matchup and paired with Collins, you get double access to red zone usage at a mid-tier cost with minimal ownership. As for Tucker Kraft at 2,500, yesterday we warned you off him, and nothing has changed. Multiple reports document a torn ACL, so he remains out of our pool despite earlier spike weeks. Flex spot, we like Jaden Higgins at 4,100 with a dash rank of 100 facing Pittsburgh, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He is projected for 7, averages 8 per game, with recent scores of 7, 10, and 17. Ownership sits around 0%. The Y is opponent rank plus touchdown path. The Sportsline model specifically highlighted Higgins in its anytime touchdown pool recently, and in a matchup this soft, we want cheap exposure to Houston's secondary target tree to complement our Collins-Schultz core. This is also why we are moving off yesterday's Romeo Doubs flex in our main build, shifting correlation to the Texans side where the opponent profile is more favorable. Defense, we are staying with the Houston Texans at 3,300 with a dash rank of 63 versus the New England Patriots, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. The Texans' D has recent outputs of 12, 8, and 11 with a projection of 10 and virtually 0 ownership. We are sticking here because pressure has translated to steady fantasy output, and the pricing slots nicely with our Chicago-Houston build. For a punt, we keep the Los Angeles Chargers at 2,200 with a dash rank of 58 and a 4-point projection against a team with a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. This is unchanged from yesterday and remains a pure salary unlock for stars and scrubs constructions. If you want a deep punt at flex, you can sprinkle Jatavian Sanders at 2,500 against the Rams, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. He averages 4 per game, with recent scores of 0, 9, and 3, and at Emian's salary with near 0 ownership he fits, game theory builds that need one low-cost out to a touchdown. Quick recap of what changed and why. We shifted QB to Caleb Williams for salary, leverage, and scheme, fit backed by reporting on Ben Johnson's Chicago offense, and Caleb's heroics in the Bears-Packers Classic. We consolidated Chicago RB exposure onto DeAndre Swift for dual-path scoring and correlation. We upgraded Houston pass catchers to Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz on the back of a highly favorable opponent, rank and consistent news framing Schultz as a go-to option. We pivoted our bring-back to Jaden Reed for price and volatility, and we added Jaden Higgins as a cheap flex tied to the same soft matchup. Texans D and Chargers D remain as they were because the value case has not changed. Ownership across these plays is around 0%, giving us tournament leverage without sacrificing projection. That is our midweek pool update and the data-driven why behind each move. Drop your favorite leverage play in the comments, and we will see you for the final slate breakdown soon.